a great opportunity for us, for us to be here. And right now, like, it's actually amazing, you know, when you think about it. Like a couple of years ago, and this webinar kind of form of conference is not very popular, or at least to say it's not very common. But right now, like, this is the mainstreaming approach that we use actually to connect with each other, even like with distance or not. So it's quite amazing to think about it. And so it actually, what I said here relates to what I'm gonna address for my part first. So today our topic is about how does crypto redefine the lifestyle of Generation Z. I believe that most of you guys should be very familiar with this concept of a Generation Z, because like you are like the representatives, right, of the generation. This topic, you know, right now, like we address here, but it's not exactly, you know, reflecting what we think. For the first part, let me click on this. Yeah. For the first part, what we want to share is about actually this process of why we are here and why we're actually doing what we are doing. Sichen, right? Sichen's English name is Sisting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thank Sisting first of all very much, because we've been contacting by your English name. So this part is that our company's name, right, is Aurtech, but our brand name is Aurtech and Aurtech and Aurtech. We will explain to you guys later. This page is all about why we're doing what we are doing, and also give you guys a perspective of the visions that we have for the future. And also this is exactly echoing the topic, and we wanted to discuss with you about the lifestyle and the people, the new generations, right? So personally speaking, that I've been in the IT industry for almost 10 years. As you can see, like I'm not, how could I say? I'm not that old or that older than you guys. So, but when I grow up, there is not the smartphone is not the mainstream tools, and people are still like using PC for their computer games and etc. And the lifestyle is quite different. But you can see, like within a decade, there have been huge changes, and even like right now, when you think about it, when you think about crypto, I believe a lot of people here, especially like someone who is not that familiar with blockchain, they probably are all very interested and passionate because of cryptocurrency. Why is that? Because every day we listen to the news, right? And the news is telling us about how the price of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is soaring up or actually coming down, right? And it creates a wealth bubble. A lot of people kind of like become super wealthy overnight. So a lot of young generations, some of you are not only young generations, but also like much senior generations, they are drawn because of the price, because of the price fluctuations, creating like this huge opportunities for them to be fortunate. So, but right now, like what we are seeing is that we want to provide you with another perspective of the value, underlying value of cryptocurrency. So as you can see here, So we are really like why we're doing this. I remember when we first got into contact with each other, Ocean has asked me a question like, why do you guys want to do a startup in cryptocurrency or like in blockchain? And like there are a lot of opportunities, right? And some are, comparatively speaking, are easier to master, or some are easier to actually to operate, especially if it relates to what you have done over the years. It's an interesting question. And I told him, to me, it's actually a very philosophical question. I was in Tencent for a long time, almost like after my graduation. Like my first department actually was in games and was in FPS games. So, and also like I've been in FinTech, I've been in games and also social platform, all etc. And then in 2019, I actually resigned. One of the reasons I resigned is that, you know, I'm always curious as a person, as an individual, because I was always thinking like, why we're doing what we're doing, right? Many people rich, and why is it? Why it is happening? It's always these underlying questions which actually attracts me to go further, to understand why we should do what we should do. Is it only because of money? Is it only because of like you see, oh, this industry is booming, like everybody is doing this, and then you probably should do it as well. Because you guys are students, right? You guys are still in school and probably just in the nick of time exploring what you really want to do. So this is like what I'm depicting here is to give you a perspective of how our Lohan, Aurtech, we become who we are becoming right now, and also give you a perspective about how you should explore your life, right? How you probably could take a reference from, like how to think about, you know, all these elements from the environment and how you can combine them together to form into a vision of yourself. So this is exactly how we formed the vision for our own company. Right now, so after I resigned, like in 2019, I spent lots of time, the majority of my time, not working seriously. I was reading philosophical books. I was having classes of like, you know, history and even mythology and sociology classes. And that's what really, like, I want to know, like, what's next for me? Why, like, why I should really like invest myself in something, dedicate myself in something, because there's always the drive which matters most, right? So after a few years of exploration, I come to kind of like this conclusion. So right now you're reading the screen, right? And the screen shares, actually, it's kind of like my conclusion at the time, like what we are, like what the past and the future really mean to us and mean to me at that time. So people, society, and history, when you think about it, because right now we call you guys like Generation Z, right? But actually every generation has their own distinctions, right? And then, and it's interesting, like right now, this is really an era. If you compare with the past, I mean, the past, which I refer to is kind of like before 21st century. The individuality or individualism is becoming dominant. It's becoming more aware, especially I would say in Asia, right? Everything to me, and also like with all the experiences I've had during my professional years, like especially from games and etc. Everything we do is about people. What it means really like, for example, when we design a game, right? We design a game, we need to think about gameplay. We need to think about stimulation, and we need to think about the fun inside, and also the different builds, which we could provide a variety points, or what really drive the game players to be in the game, right? All these things are designed because of people, right? Even right now, like right now we're using Zoom. You can observe, right? Like I was talking about game, and right now we're talking about this video conference tool we're using. It's all about people. It's all about what people need. And if you say, okay, if Zoom is a company like probably like before 21st century, probably there's a smaller chance for Zoom to be this popular, right? But right now, especially because of the pandemic, we cannot communicate next to each other. And that's why there have spawned this huge these huge opportunities for these video conference applications to be prevalent, because everything happens for a reason, right? But it's all because of people. So when I reviewed my career back and reviewed, okay, what's happening right now, and also because of what I've learned, like the history. So I really kind of sat down and put my focus on people, on what we want. I am born like near 1990. So like 10 years older than you guys, or a little bit more. So I would say the generation gap is not that much. So to me, like I was experiencing like when you back in the big company, or when you back in the like very old traditional mindset environment, you would see the difference of how younger generations and senior generations, they see things different, right? Sometimes they can get to know each other, they can understand each other, but sometimes there is this kind of like blockage that it's so difficult to actually pass. And then I start to realize, okay, if I'm gonna think about what I want to invest myself like into next, it's really gonna be something like I believe in, and something which means for our generations and also for the future, because it's the society is always developing. So when I look back and also look at the history, and you could see like there is this constant conflict between centralized mindset and decentralized mindset, and between group and individuals. And they sometimes come into conflict, but they sometimes actually, because of these conflicts they have, and creativity and creative things and changes happen during these process. And it's very interesting. And for me, I'm talking about very kind of like abstract concepts, but especially like when I look at the current times, all of a sudden I understand one thing. Like I wrote it here, like parallel universe. It comes to like a virtual world and a physical world. it comes to how people's consciousness and how people's mindset. If people's mindset changes and the lifestyle changes. So if you think about, oh, the topic that we put here is about how crypto defines the lifestyle of Generation Z, right? But actually the reverse way of saying it also stands, because it's not only this kind of like lifestyle or, you know, this Zoom talking is what we need, but also because of this, we're growing into like a habit of using it. So it's really an interactive process of forming a new phenomenon. And that's what happens. So when I think about all these things like happening, because I came back, I came from a technology background, right? So most of my time, and also I also paid a lot of attention in the trend of technology, a trend, and also the changes and also the innovations, etc. What I feel or what I see is that we are becoming more and more capable of expressing ourselves or showing who we are through the modern digital tools. So this is really like you like back in the days, right? If you want to send out information, like think about in the ancient times, you need a horse. You need to write on a paper or a bamboo paper and then to deliver, and it takes months and even years to get there. But right now, this is just like an instant message from our smartphones or PCs or laptops. This huge difference is really not only improve the efficiency of information exchange, but also manifest information in a way like nobody like in the past could ever thought of. So this is like what you picture it as like a game player, right? Before you play games with your friends, like in your sets, right? Your combats or you know, racing horses, etc. But right now you can shoot your enemy in the FPS games. So this is like a virtual and a physical transformation. This is really bringing out. I don't know if any of you have probably get to know some of the process of game designers or like IT product designers do. They are these brilliant ideas. It's purely in the mind. But because of the technologies we have right now, I mean information technologies, we can bring them out alive. So that's a transformation between these two worlds. And also it is close to the concept of what I call a development of individualism. So when I remember, like when actually Bitcoin, the white paper of Bitcoin was released, if I remember it correctly, it's 2008, right? To me, myself, like 2016 was the time when I was really like, I was really assessing the whole blockchain thing in a serious way, because my group and my work needed me to kind of like dive deep into this world. And I was like probably like a lot of you guys, like I was mainly drawn by, okay, the price fluctuation is incredible, and and it's kind of like a lot of legendary becoming wealthy overnight stories come out of it. So I didn't really pay attention. But when I really dive into it and I start to, let me show you guys. I start to, you can see the right side. So I don't know how many of you, like, you're interested in cryptocurrency. How many of you have read word by word of what Satoshi really said here? To me, it's quite impressive. I would just address some of the words here. So you can see here a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. This is, the first sentence, always the key, right? And then in the introduction part, the very first few words are like worthy the attention. Commerce on the internet has come to rely almost exclusively, blah, blah, blah. It means that, the third party, like financial institutions, etc. So what it really struck me at that moment is that, wow, this is not a fortune making money. It's not a money. It's more than money. It's actually a solution. A solution for what? A solution for, at least, we don't like expand this concept to other realms right now. If we focus here right now, commerce on the internet, and why it can be an efficient solution, because it has stated the inherent weaknesses. The third line in the introduction part, you can see it still suffers from the inherent weaknesses of the trust-based model, right? It uses the word inherent, and that's very interesting. Commerce on the internet, inherent. When you think about it, I will go back to no, the first page. How can I go back to the first page? Oh yeah, here. Okay, so when I was like back in 2016, I was already very excited, but I didn't know like why I was excited, because I was in FinTech realm, right? And a lot of the things that we do involved with payment or money transfer, or how we could actually find a solution to make, for example, money transfer.
Okay, on this, the top 10 days, the top 20 days, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, somebody's asking questions, or shall I continue? Hello? Okay, I'll continue. So what I mean is that when back at that time, like I already realized Bitcoin is not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more than Bitcoin. Of course, to some of the, senior, like, geeks or people who really dive into that world, they probably already know like Bitcoin is more than Bitcoin, right? But what I mean is compare with the mass, like more people are because a lot of people, they're just trying to trade Bitcoins, right? They trade Bitcoins, some of them, they trade Bitcoins for speculations. And then they get a lot of money. But for me, back at that time, it was already like you understand it is to solve the problem for the commerce on the internet. It is to improve the efficiency of value exchange. And that's very impressive. But I wasn't, and this concept stayed there. But I wasn't really expanding on that concept until like after I dived into the history about what I mentioned there, change. the virtual and physical concept. Because what I mean is here is like money or cryptocurrency is a value, right? You can, because this involves with the definition of money, of value. And so what I realized later on, just in recent years, is that actually blockchain, or like what's underlying Bitcoin, is that it stands for the efficiency, a solution to improve the efficiency of a value exchange. And this value could be more than just money, right? If you think about it in the context of a computer science, of a computer world right now, this is also, we are exchanging information. So, you know, one system, like they first wanted to invite us to do this seminar, and to do this this webinar, and I was very excited. I was very happy because I know this is not only an opportunity. It's not for us to actually you know, to tell you guys who we are. It's actually also an interactive relationship between you and us. So it's always for like, from my perspective, it's always mutual. This stands the same. So it's really about information. It's about data, right? Like what we wrote here. So we always know, like, knowledge is power. But what is knowledge? And knowledge is true information. So when you think about it, you know, when I realized this when it was 2019, and I got excited overall, all over again. And then you realize, okay, I'll just show you guys this one. It may sound a little bit funny, but this is an excerpt from what I wrote. I wrote a poem, I think in 2019, about change the world and be the change. Here, we talk about data. We talk about the value exchange efficiency. We talk about what I have really like learned from Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency world, or like realizing it's actually a solution to solve the inherent weaknesses of the current financial systems. But it's for under what context? Under the digital world. And I was so inspired because, like, combined with the information on the first layer, right? Right now you can see that, you know, the first layer is about like who we are right now, right? Who we are and where we are heading, where the Generation Z and even later generations will head towards. And that's a very important question because, like I said, from the very first beginning, everything we do is about people, and everything you see from the market is about people. A very good product or a very good tech product, or even a bag or anything of value, if people can recognize value or they accept the product, they love the product. It is about, because the product has addressed what the people need. And what we are doing is that when we combine all these elements together, and you suddenly realize, oh my God, this is what's gonna happen in the future, and this is what's gonna come. And then you start to realize it's not because like you hear, oh, there are so many digital company and cryptocurrency companies right now. There are so many like people who are joined to cryptocurrency because it fluctuates so much, and then people can get rich overnight, and the NFT is so popular right now, and then so you want to dive into. No, it's because you realize this is the future, and you realize, like, of course the future, you know, compass encompass lots of things, right? I'm just talking about the digital realm. And then you start to realize like where you are and what you should do and what you should really want to invest yourself for the rest of your life in, like, because it's the future is coming to form. And the interesting thing is the future shapes us, and also we shape the future at the same time. This is exactly like a loop. I'm explaining all this is because I want you guys to understand like why, like how we have come to the point, okay, why we're doing this and why we want to invest our time and also our energy and also our passion into this industry. Is the underlying truth is all about this. It's all about what you believe in. And so this is what we believe in. And this is exactly like the vision of Aurtech. Back to right now. So that's why, like, back to last year, I was very lucky. And I found Ray and also some of other companions, and then to do this startup together. You know, doing startup always face risks, right? But we believe in what we have seen and what we will see. So this is not really for us. It's not a startup. It's really like, you know, some people they are artists, right? They love painting or etc. They will just devote themselves into this. So from my own perspective is that I understand that this world and this digital world leveraging the crypto currency, like the form of it, will be stronger and stronger. So no matter what you do, like this is inevitable. That's why right now I'm gonna present, like, this is Aurtech. It's actually the parent company's name. And we have right now, currently, we have two products. The first one is Aurtech and also Aurtech. And you could see the loop here. So it's also about individual. And I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about what Aurtech is and what Aurtech is, right? So we talk about, okay, everything we do right now is about people. It's about people who's gonna enter the future. And also it's about people who's gonna shape the future, and also what the digital future also shaping them. So Aurtech here, this one, I don't know if I move the mouse, can you guys see? So this is like the logo, like the very first version of our Aurtech logo. It's actually where you can purchase USDC, like a stable coin, if some of you guys don't know. So it's really like your personal wallet. It's not technically a wallet, but we can perceive it as that. So it's for you only. It's for your identity. It's for you to enter into the crypto world. And also then we have Aurtech. And what does Aurtech do? What Aurtech does is that it enables you to pay with the cryptocurrency. That means that if like in the digital world, on the internet, if there are like the merchandise and then merchants, and then they accept a cryptocurrency, you can interact with them with Aurtech. And also Aurtech is also what the merchants could use to access to individuals. So it's really about, okay, first of all, be a digital identity, have a digital identity, have a you know, access first. in the world we are gonna be in, and then have a way to interact with the world. So here, like we wrote a world 2, so a world second, it's like a second world in parallel with the real world we're right now in. So this is basically like the creation story behind our company. And also I believe that I also kind of like along the way explain to you guys like what we see and what we really believe it's going to happen, and what we do for it to really build the value. What we would use is that the infrastructure of the digital world. So what we are doing is to build infrastructure blocks for the digital world, or we're gonna enter. So yes, this is a picture we love the most. We love a lot. It's actually, like, I'm gonna show you guys, it's still in process. Yeah. So this is still a website under process. So this is the ultimate form that we want to build, like along the way. But first of all, so it's our Loham universe, right? It's actually a digital community, what we picture. But of course, back to the first step is that we are picturing, okay, right now, the current, let me go back to the current market and the accessible functionalities, actually users, or I would say crypto users or crypto holders, or like, you know, people who believe in this kind of industry or technology are in need. So we're providing these basic tools, first of all, to be in the market. But what we really want to achieve in the long run is that we want to build this. It's not actually we who build this. It's gonna form. It's just we're gonna be part of it. So that's how we picture this will come into form in the long run. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So wait a second. Yeah. So this is yeah, you guys can see this is the evaluation of money, exactly what we have set there. So here we're going to talk about the meaning behind our brands, and I think also it's very interesting. Like I said, right now we have Aurtech and Aurtech. They represent a different product. Right now we have for the users. So I would have Ray here. Oh, sorry. Oh, I think a friend is asking in the chat box, right? I can answer right now. Is you're talking about the instability of the market of digital currency. Like I said, I spent lots of time explaining to you guys that cryptocurrency and blockchain is a solution. Why I said earlier that this is a solution. This is not the price roller coaster. That if you are an investor, it's a totally different thing. What we are doing here is bring out the practical value of the solution, which means the application. Like I said, why I said like Aurtech, you can use it to purchase USDC, and USDC is a stable coin, which means it doesn't have price fluctuation. You're talking about, you know, Bitcoin or even those altcoins, right? And those coins that probably even some of the coins that, you know, some companies, they just release these coins to, some of the purpose is to actually just for investment or speculation. It's totally a different thing. Every technology will face this period where people with different intentions to take use of them, to do things like, frankly speaking, taking all your money out. That happens. That doesn't stand for the true value of blockchain, of the underlying technology that we are using here. So what we use, for example, Aurtech, which I'm gonna like give very simple introduction, is that we use the blockchain technology, right? For you to have your cryptocurrency. Of course, more preferably, some people, they will choose stablecoin. Some people, maybe they choose Bitcoin. It's totally up to you. You can use that to settle and then to pay. And what the merchants will benefit is that they can get the money instantly. I don't know, like maybe some of you are not familiar with the fintech world, which means like right now with the financial intermediary parties, for example, the banks and the third party payment gateways, etc. Normally, there is this fund settlement period, which means, for example, I sell you a hamburger, right? You pay me with your credit card or with your, unless you pay me with cash, or with your like third-party payment, right? PayPal, etc. It charges merchants lots of money, but also they sometimes need to hold the money and then to batch them and then to give back to the merchants. So it's the in-batch settlement sometimes is to also resolve the problem of high costs for the banks or for, you know, a lot of parties involved during the whole process. So that's why like this is the value, like we've put it up here, the efficiency of value exchange. So if without these industrial knowledge or without these like background knowledge, you may not understand, why people need to use that. This is one of the reasons. I'm just giving you examples. So this is totally different from, you know, what you like I said, there are different kinds of people. Some people, they are drawn to cryptocurrency purely because of the fluctuation, the price fluctuation. You're drawn to this, not because like you believe in the value of cryptocurrency. It's because you think it can make you rich. It's kind of like gambling, seriously, like in extreme cases. Of course, right now in this current period of time, you need to be very cautious. Like, I don't know if you know this innovation cycle, right? In the early time, the market is in chaos, always. Like there are always, you know, smart guys and who can think of all the kind of ways to use this kind of concepts of new technology, not because they are really doing or achieving or trying to achieve the authentic value of this technology, but they actually just want make your money into their pockets, and so people can leverage this period of time to be super rich overnight, but also most of them, they will be just totally broke. So this is especially for I mean, if you're in a young age, not many experiences in this field, you need to be very cautious. So this is how I would like to address that question in the part. I think because Ray reminded me, because I think I've elaborated on some details. That's why it took a lot of time. So we don't have much time. So I will just speed up and then and help him also took his part as well. So this Aurtech and Aurtech, like I said, I will continue on what we were sharing. So we want to give you a little bit more about our brand. Right now, like I said, we have two products, right? The first one is, the first one is Aurtech, and the second one is Aurtech. So there is also this common word inside, why we want to use that is that Or is actually the same pronunciation of Or in Hebrew. It actually means light. So we want to adopt this as the main kind of like element for all of our product brands, is to really, you know, to empower it or signify like what we really understand, you know, the whole, like what we have already explained, why we come to this conclusion that we want to do this is not because, you know, the like it's gonna be lucrative. No, it's because this is, we want to use that. It's more like sentimental, or like it's a future cause, right? We believe this is what's gonna be valuable for the future. It's what the digital world will need. So that's why like you know, is light. And also in physics, we all know the light speed is probably like, if you can find a way to surpass the light speed, you probably can go inside in different universes, right? That's one of the hypotheses. So for us, it's interesting that we believe, like I said, it's a transformation from physical world to digital world. And digital world here, we mean like a virtual world, right? And a virtual world, it's really like you go into a different universe. And that's exactly what we see for the future. So here it is. That's why we use the Hebrew pronunciation meaning light. It really means like, we hope, you know, the people who believe in this trend, just like us, and who can benefit from the value that we are actually co-creating together, to kind of like empower them with the light power. So like they can transform themselves into a world which is not so apparent or transparent like in the physical world, but actually it's in parallel existence. So it's an interesting thing that, and also like, this is what we really want to do. Like I showed you guys the WIP website we're doing, the Our Elohim universe. It's the digital community. Like it's forming. So yeah. So besides the distinctions of commercial values, we do have the fun part. It's not really like purposeful acts. It's because of what we believe in, and also combined with the concepts from physics and also from other realms, and also it really fits what we really putting our energy and passion into. So this is what's behind the brand. Yeah, like I said, like I think I've already explained some of this. So right now, if you, a good news is that Aurtech, right now we are already launching, and we have applied, and so we're expecting it to be available in the Google App Store and Apple App Store in a few weeks, or probably like if the soonest should be within 1 to 2 weeks, and where you could actually later on, you can find it on Apple Store and Google Store. And also Aurtech right now is web and product. Mainly right now, it's the main customer, the main like service is to merchants, like I said, like people who are shop owners, or actually not only merchants, but also I don't know, like some of you may take on the work of freelancing, gig work, or etc. So we made it very simple and easy to use for everybody who wants to collect their crypto or their payment, like their how can I say, like they put out their contribution and they can collect what they deserve, and then by using crypto, and then through emails and through payment links, and also through payment buttons, and also through like a payment page, all etc. So the merchants or individual merchant, I would call it, and also individual like freelancers, if you want to accept crypto, you can just use Aurtech in various approaches very conveniently. So these are what we're presenting, and Aurtech will be launched, I believe, also in the early of next month. But this is, like I said, we are building blocking, the blocks, the fundamental blocks for our product lines. Yeah, so this is Aurtech and Aurtech. In between, why we say like in the future, in the long run, they're going to be a digital community. It's not because of us only. It's because we see the growing numbers who are willing to adopt cryptocurrency as part of their life, like using as you already mentioned that some people invest in cryptocurrency, right? And some people use cryptocurrency to settle their funds already. And also some people, they play games to gain cryptocurrency. And also some artists, they are already doing NFTs, right? But NFT, behind NFT is blockchain, right? It's all related. It's the underlying technology. It's a loop. It's a community. So this is exactly what we think. And also, like, let me show you guys. Yeah. So we have for example, Aurtech. This is the direction we're going, right? Right now, like for example, next month, if you download Aurtech from Apple Store, you're probably gonna see a very simple functionality, which just enables you to purchase USDC as like, the baby steps. But later on, what we really want this product to develop is not only to provide our users and also like people who are in this realm with the basic functionalities, but also with a circle where they can enjoy the benefits, they can share the benefits. It means that it is sociable. This is the direction we're heading, but we need to build the steps first. So this is where you can take a pic about crypto. This is one of the screenshots of how Aurtech looks like right now. This part is where you show your identity. Of course, you can see this is a very simple mock-up. And yeah, this probably gives you more information about, like, as the C end user, like an end user, individual user, like if you have Aurtech and what you're gonna have here. So yeah, like I said, this is an entrance for crypto world. And this crypto world, what we mean is not about payment. And payment is how you interact with others, right? It's about the world behind everyone who's using crypto, right? So let me give you a specific example where, like, we picture, like, right now, for example, right now, a lot of games, right? I'm just using games as examples. They have their separate monetization system. Most of them, they're using fiat money, of course, and some probably have their own coins or other things. But no one is like cryptocurrency, or like, you know, based on blockchain or a public chain, like where you could actually, for example, if these games, they agree on a certain level to be in the same community using cryptocurrency, using a certain type of cryptocurrency, it will have a large impact, and it can be a lot of realms that you can expand to. This may not be a very adequate example, but yeah, it's just something we can think about. Okay, I'll let, so I think, let me finish sharing the whole thing first. So I think this is pretty much the majority part of what we want to share with you guys. And I know that right now, this is also the opportunity. Let me get the PPT out. Yeah. Yeah, so, hi, Sistine.
Yes.
Yeah, I think pretty much this is a general information about who we are and what we do and what kind of values we create for the market. And we do know that this webinar also has a purpose, that for some of you who might be interested in this industry, to join us, like, you know, for as the roles of internship or in other kind of you know, roles to be familiar with this industry or the tech world, or etc. Right now, we are basically, what you see right now here is that we have you know, product roles and developer roles, and also operation, and also the marketing side as well. And also, because it's a community, so we also want to introduce, like, it's really for the later on stage where we actually appreciate our users, you know, to be part of us, for us to improve our products, and also to build the connections between our products. And this, like I said, for example, right now, like probably in 3 months or something, that you can find the social kind of like link or functionality, probably in our Aurtech first. And that's exactly like when the community concept will be actually in place, and then to be initiated. So yeah, so this is the kind of like the in 3 words, vision, creativity, productivity is what we are looking for. So I've explained the vision. The creativity and productivity are what we are looking for, and also what we are building and what we are doing to make what we vision, our vision to come true. Yeah, so this is about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks Aurtech for the wonderful sharing. And I think for what you have just mentioned, to maximize the value of the community of Aurtech, maybe Eliza and Ray can share the content of ARPay in the chat box for our audience who are interested in following your like social media account or anything else.
Yeah, sure. Any, you can share our contact information. Are you inside there?
And also I saw
You can share in the chat box, I think, right? We have, oh, wait a second. Where is the chat box? Oh, here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so next maybe we can also move on to the Q&A session.
Yeah, sure.
And there are two questions.
I think sorry, I'm using Ray's account because he's using mine, because my computer cannot, my laptop, yeah, cannot share the screen. So I share the, this is our company email. If any of you, would like to, kind of like discuss on specific things, or I believe I think our Twitter, and right now we have off-pay Twitter, right? But we don't have off-bid Twitter. So we can share our off-pay Twitter in the chat box. Any could help share. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the website, offpay.net. That one is aurtech.org, and this is kind of really like WIP. It's not really, it's still in process. So when I say it's still in process, and you guys can see, like, if there's an opportunity that you are willing or you are interested in taking on something which is like still in the building process, and you like the ideas, and you kind of like, and there are still a lot of things to explore. We, our team always sit down and then talk about like how we co-create with each other. Even though I represent the team to explain to you guys, but actually, like, we respect everyone's idea, and especially, like I said, gamification. I didn't mention this word. Gamification is a very key concept in our product. And right now, right now it's still in, I would say, commercial building block phase. So, but definitely later on, gamification, it's not just this concept. It's because, as you may notice, that the Orbit logo, right? I didn't mention that it was, I don't know if some of you love Star Wars. So it's the Millennium Falcon, right? So we took kind of like inspired by its shape. So we took some of the reference from it. It's really like, you have the light speed, you have the Millennium Falcon, and then you just go to another universe. And that's who we are. And we are a bunch of fun people. And that's what also we want our product to be fun at the same time. But, step by step, that definitely, yeah. So I don't know, like, Sising, we will type the information there.
Yeah. And also there are two questions in the chat box. So the first one is, what do you think of Stephen's economic model, and how about joining the game now? That game with sports shoes.
Join the game.
think maybe this question is somehow related to NFT.
Yeah, I believe so. I need to ask my teammates if anyone who is familiar with Stefan's economic model, because frankly speaking, I'm not familiar with this hypothesis or this, yeah. I'm joining the game now. What do you mean by joining the game now? If you would like, you can open the mic. I don't mind. Please, I have to say something first. Like during all my years, like my professional years, I'm that kind of person. I have to admit, like I'm not very academic smart. I'm smart. I don't know, like I'm not academically like familiar with so many, or like I read or I learn, but my personal, like I'm really like doing it or practice or you know what I mean, right? So so pardon if I'm not familiar with some of these things.
Okay, so the next question is, do you mind telling us what are the differences between this wallet, our Bit and our Pay, and other crypto wallets such as MetaMask, Glow, etc.?
Can I confirm, like Yao Yuchen, she wants to, or she
yes, I'm
wants
here.
to open the mic and explain?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I think her question, or it may not be focusing on the model, right?
Hello,
You're focusing
Hello.
about the timing. Yeah,
Yes, we
hi.
can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wondering if like I'm paying attention to this program recently, and I wonder, like, where SB leaks, because somebody said this program is kind of like Ponzi fraud.
Oh, you mean Ponzi scheme, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not familiar with what you mentioned here, but like I mentioned, I think during my presentation, that right now, I didn't, like, we don't have, that much time to explain to you guys, like, yes, we have this vision that we enter this market right now. We're doing the startup right now. But if we are doing this startup like 10 years ago, we're gonna fail. Definitely, right? So the timing does matter. But what we are doing is still like in the early period of this industry. What it means that today, what we present to you guys are quite like the application side, application value of this technology, which means that from our perspective, what we see is most of the products or most of the models or gaming like models, or they are still in the phase of trying to attract a lot of users and then get your money inside. So what it means that I'm not saying this one because I'm not familiar, but what I'm saying that this the curve is still like in 2008, you probably see a curve like this, right? And for anything which is innovative and could bring a lot of changes to the mass or the popular or the mainstream industry, it probably needs to go through such a life cycle, right? But we are still here, which means it still has a climbing thing to do, which means most of the things that you are like that comes to the topic of regulation. Why like this barbaric wealth could be made like overnight, so like in those years, like, and also so many like bad stories or like because there is no regulation. And if for us regulation is not necessarily a bad thing, it's I'm not saying like to limit the development of the industry, but to actually protect the users, to protect what you mean like a Ponzi scheme, that there are a lot of companies, they are doing exactly what Ponzi scheme is doing. This is where the wealth and the fortune comes. This is why the price, like one of, I believe a friend here also asked the stability of digital currency, the price destroys people's confidence. I'm just, seriously asking why it destroys your confidence, because you believe in something which is speculative. Of course, it's going to destroy you, right? You need to figure out what you really want in this market. And what we present you here is that, I was talking about 2 points. The first one is about the timing. So we are still, but I believe, and we believe, Aurtech believe that we are in the right time to enter, right? But still early. The second point is that it means still the majority of the business models in this realm is still in the explorative period, and also probably taking advantages of people who are just new in this market. And the third point is that if you are looking for fortune overnight, if you're looking for, wow, everybody is drawn into you need to be aware, Ponzi scheme become a Ponzi scheme because people buy it, people believe in it, people think, okay, this kind of money it doesn't make sense. I do have friends, frankly speaking, have earned tons of money, seriously, over the years. But he's smart enough. He knew it was a Ponzi scheme. He was very young. He was, I think, just 20 something. And he earned so much money. He didn't work. He didn't, but that's his thing. But he lost lots of money also overnight. But he knew how to kind of maneuver over these ups and downs, and also how to differentiate which is a Ponzi scheme, which is not. And even in the Ponzi scheme, if he could be in the early batch, he could still earn money. So ask yourself first why you're interested in this, and what do you want to benefit in it. And if you want to benefit in, take your risk and take your responsibility. Everybody has to be responsible for themselves eventually, even though, the guys who are like designing the Ponzi scheme is the bad guy, but that's what I would say. Okay, so yeah, so back to this. I'm not talking about specifics because I'm not familiar. I'll address that again. I think this is not probably an individual question. Probably many of you have the similar thoughts. I hope that could be kind of helpful. Yuchen, hello. So.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so maybe the next and our last question is from Jay Cho. He asked, hi, Ray, do you mind telling us what are the differences between this wallet and other crypto wallets?
I would recommend you to check on Ethereum website. And there is a page actually of crypto wallets. It actually, how can I say, recommends or not recommends, but also because Ethereum, it has, I believe that decades of, dozens of crypto wallets there. Some of them, they are centralized crypto wallet. Some of them, they are not. MetaMask, actually, I personally and our team members have used as well. Right now, most of the crypto wallets, either they provide, you can trade cryptocurrencies on them, and they can probably also swap your coins, and also but because of the strict regulations, some of the crypto wallets have shut down the functionalities of purchasing directly from fiat money, and then it also depends on areas. And also there are like I said, different forms of cryptocurrency, crypto wallets. If you ask me, I would strongly recommend you to check out that page. And it pretty much shows a lot of the different characteristics of each wallet. Yeah, you do have a lot of choices, but of course, MetaMask is definitely quite popular, I believe, right now. There are safety kind of like a safety, how can I say? There are things like people, because of safety issues, and they believe these wallets are more decentralized wallets that are more like DApp, right? They're more secure, and then some believe that though some kind of other wallets provide more conveniences. It really depends on you yourself, and like what you need to choose from. So what I mentioned right there, like why we are still also doing a wallet, right? Like there are, like I said, like I just recommend you a page with dozens of crypto wallets there. It's because Aurtech, like I said, it's not a our product line or our product business model is not a single wallet. We're not for example, we're not giving you guys like, you know, trying to build a model where you can just earn money overnight or whatever. We are providing you with the tools and to build a digital identity first, but also you can conveniently do that by, like, especially for people who are kind of newbies, right, in this field, who doesn't own any cryptocurrency, etc. And then you buy low risk stable coins, and then you use it in your commerce. For example, right now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with WooCommerce or Shopify or some of those e-commerce platforms. So it's like in our Loham or community, what you have these wallets or these product functionalities for is for your daily functionality, is for your daily lifestyle, right? It's not just focusing on it's not for trading purpose. So it's definitely a very different position. I believe some of the crypto wallets right now, popular wallets, they provide you also, you know, those similar functionalities, but you need really to see like what the different position they hold, what they really think. You know, for us, Aurtech and Aurtech, they're not separate. They're always together. And also Aurtech is linked with the community that we're going to build in the future. So it's a circle. It's a like we mentioned there in the mock-up website. It's your crypto buddy. So it's different position in the first place. Yeah, but of course, I do believe they're gonna be similar or probably, or, you know, but we didn't really look into, we're not competing with others, if you know what I mean, right? We are competing, but we are not competing. We're building our own unique product lines where we are heading. So you know, most of you, like you mentioned, I think the more questions about you know, the fortune, or why we are doing this in a very practical way. That's probably the right way to summarize. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So are there any more questions from our audience? If not, okay. Thank you so much for coming to this webinar, and please stay tuned to more events held by Hong Kong FTSA. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.